Oh, there we go. Hello, welcome to the Build a Cute Ass Masterclass.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hello, welcome. Hi, Marina.
Woo!
Hi, Amanda.
That's my bestie, Amanda.
Okay, I love this.
Me too. I'm
That is
so
so
proud of her.
cute. You guys are the best. Thanks
This
for
is the first
coming.
time she's ever done something like this, so I'm so proud of her.
It's going to be so great. I'm so proud of you too. And she's stuck on mute. At the very bottom of your screen, is there a mute button?
Oh, that's me. Yeah.
There you
Yep.
are. Hey, girl.
I told her she didn't have to talk if she didn't want to, but
Absolutely true.
You never take us to functions. I'm just joking.
You guys are awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Amanda, are you from Nanaimo too, or?
Cam River.
Cool. Oh yeah, Marie's in Kemba River.
I know I'm like so upset
Don't
about this,
forget
like
that.
these classes. I'm like, oh, the in-person one. I would have gone there and just sat on a chair.
Oh, we
So,
would love
like,
that.
I could not though, like drive all the way down there just to do that. But I'm like,
Just sit
oh,
on a chair.
I
Yeah.
want to.
Right? I would love you too. If you have like anything that you can like, double it up with, maybe you guys have been meaning to get to the mall. I don't
I
know.
gotta go. It's funny that you say that because I'm taking my daughter for our 12th birthday to the mall on Friday, and I'm like, like
Oh,
we couldn't have done it on Saturday, but it's already planned.
right?
Like,
Oh,
damn
that
it!
would have been too good. That's okay. All right. So excuse me if I'm coughing during the masterclass. I have a bit of a cold that's like still on its way out, so we'll just see how that goes. We've got a lot of people doing replay for this masterclass today, so it's a bit of a smaller class in person, which is cool because you guys might have a bit more of a chance to ask questions and stuff, so that's chill.
Ooh.
Because we have a small masterclass today, anytime that you guys want to unmute and just like ask questions and just interrupt and be like, hold on a second, I got questions here, then please do that. I would love that. So anytime you have questions, we've got a small group today, so don't even worry about using the chat. You can just unmute yourself and be like, wait, question. Or of course, you're welcome to use the chat. Welcome, Christina. How are you?
I'm okay. Figuring out how to unmute myself. Thanks.
Yes, you did. That's a win.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad you're here. Welcome.
Thanks.
Of course. Okay, we'll get going on it. Like I said, we've got a small class today, so anytime you guys want to interrupt and ask questions, you are totally welcome to. And just keep yourself muted if you have lots of background noise. Otherwise, you can totally be unmuted and whatever. So yeah, during the master class, normally we like to make sure our microphones are always muted. But again, we're using a smaller class today, so don't worry about using the chat for all questions and comments. You guys can ask them out loud if you want to, or use the chat. And then everybody's already got a name on Zoom, so we don't even have to worry about number 3. Let's get into the good stuff. Okay, so I always like to include a little bit of stats, a little bit of the stuff that doesn't come directly from me, so it's not all just Carissa's philosophies of the day, which a lot of this is going to be Carissa's philosophies of the day, but based on science. So here we go. According to the International Journal of Sports Physical Therapy, in a normal functioning human, the gluteus maximus, so the gluteus maximus, the red part you can see there, that's your butt. That's the biggest muscle in your butt. There are other muscles in your butt, but that's the main one that makes up the most of it. And it's also the biggest muscle in the human body. Crazy, right? It's a very important muscle, very strong, very large, and it's developed throughout human evolution to help us be able to maintain an upright posture. So if your glutes aren't working properly, oftentimes that can impact our posture as well. The gluteus maximus, or GM here, is an important muscle for activities of daily living, displays of explosive athletic performance. So that could be just jumping off the ground. You need your butt every time you jump off the ground. Daily living, standing out of a chair. Every time I stand up out of my chair, my gluteus maximus is hopefully what I'm using. If it's not, I'm probably using my knees and my lower back, and it's probably causing me a lot of pain. So if your gluteus maximus isn't working, not only during your workouts, but that also means it's not working in everyday life, which means that everyday basic activities can cause us a lot of pain. Standing up, sitting down, walking upstairs, walking downstairs, walking down a hill, right? All of these things can cause us a lot of knee pain because we're not using the right muscles to walk, or we're not using the right muscles to stand up, which is crazy because you would think that your body would know what muscles to use to walk and what muscles to use to stand up. But the gluteus maximus is so lazy that it doesn't always know how to use itself, doesn't always know how to operate properly. So Unfortunately, the gluteus maximus is prone to weakness and inhibition, so not really working at all, which negatively affects athletic performance and has been identified as the mechanism responsible for numerous injury types. It's also a big reason why people with previous injuries, their injuries keep coming back and back and back, is because the glutes aren't working properly. And so those knee injuries, they just keep coming back because every time you stand up, knee pain. Every time you walk down a hill, knee pain, right? And that constant pain and that constant tension fires those previous injuries right back up. Okay. So before we do the rest, I'm going to pass you guys over to our beautiful head coach, Brittany, so that she can do a little bit of an introduction about who we are at Authentically Fit. Excuse me, computer, you have to go to the next slide. There you go. Can we not hear you, Britt? No. Oh, weird. It doesn't even say you're muted.
Yeah, I can't hear.
That's okay. Well, I'll just do this then. That's totally fine. Okay, so guys, our mission at Authentically Fit is to break the stigma of the fitness industry being all about looking good in a bikini and restricting yourself from your food choices. We want you to learn how to love yourself and your habits on a deeper level so that, yeah, you can reach your fitness goals, you can get that dream body, but throughout that process, you also develop long-term habits and rituals that are going to help you maintain that for the rest of your life without having to give up tacos or margaritas, because I'm personally never going to give up either of those things. We want to impact 10 new ladies every single week with this masterclass to make a change. Because if we can impact you ladies, that means you can impact your families and your families will impact their communities and we're changing the world. But that all starts with you right here. Okay. So let's meet our team. We have Coach Casey here, which is my business partner and beautiful mother. So why don't you introduce yourself if you want to? Oh, no, no volume either. Oh, you're muted. Oh,
Oh, there we go. Am I good? I just got it
yeah.
on. I've never seen that before. It came up and asked me if I wanted to unmute. So hi. Hello. Welcome everybody. Coach Casey here. Really quickly, if I haven't met you before, I've been in the fitness industry my whole entire life. Started working in gyms when I was 13 years old and pretty much been certified way before I was legally allowed to be. So I've had the privilege of working in exercise rehabilitation, sports, weight loss, just you name it. I've had the privilege of doing it. I'm a mother of 4, grandmother of 5, and today's masterclass is especially near and dear to my heart because I just recently I tore my ACL and PCL in my knee. I thought I would never jump again. I thought I would never, ever run again. That was just, even a squat, even getting up off the toilet without frustration was my reality for a very, very, very long time. And now I'm running, jumping, squatting, and easily going to the bathroom. So I owe a lot of that to understanding anatomy, understanding exercise rehabilitation, and so much comes from the hips, how much the glutes, the butt, and that whole pelvic area is the center. It's the center. It's the core of our whole entire existence. Our upper body, our lower body, nothing functions properly if your glutes aren't functioning properly. So listen up, whether you're trying to build a beautiful, nice round butt or you're just trying to fix injuries or prevent them, you're in the right place.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And then we have our head coach, Brittany, who is unfortunately stuck muted today. So you don't get to hear her beautiful voice, but you can see her beautiful face. So that's a win. Coach Britt is a certified personal trainer and nutritionist. She's a mom of 2. That's not on here. She's also been married for 500 years, which is crazy because she's only like 35. So I'm not sure how that's possible. But she's married to her high school sweetheart, personal trainer, nutritionist of 5, my self-proclaimed best friend, whether she likes it or not. She's very passionate about empowering plus size women to transform their lives. Like if you are a plus size woman or if you know a plus size woman who's trying to change, honestly, Coach Brittany is the shit. She's going through her own weight loss journey right now. I'll keep reading this though, and then I can talk myself. She believes that mindset is the key to lasting change. And she's dedicated to supporting her clients every single step of the way to a healthier lifestyle that not only enhances physical well-being, but also fosters self-love and resilience. And Coach Brittany has lost, I believe, 70 pounds in the last year on her own fitness journey. And overall, she used to be actually 400 pounds and now she is down to about 200. So she's lost about 200 pounds overall on her fitness journey, which is amazing. Super proud of her. And then I'm Coach Carissa. I'm a mom of 3. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. I previously won my pro card in a bikini competition. So for me, fitness and health used to be a lot about what I looked like. And now it's very much the opposite. I developed a really bad relationship with food, a really bad relationship to the gym, where I was very addicted to going to the gym multiple times per day. I was very addicted to only eating the same things on my meal plan. And I didn't know anything other than that. And fitness kind of took over my life to the point where I didn't have friends. I didn't have family. All I had was fitness. And then when I started to come out of that, I didn't know anything else. And so I developed a binge eating habit, and I would eat and I would eat and I would eat until I would puke. And I would do that every single week. And I would do that for over a year until I finally figured out how to improve my relationship with food. And since then, it's been a big passion of mine to help women improve their relationship with food, also improve their relationship with the gym and their body, and learn how to, like, yes, you can reach those physical goals. Yes, you can feel confident and amazing in your body. And yes, you should have that like body of your goals, but that should never come at sacrificing your mental health and sacrificing your family and your friends and tacos and margaritas. Like, come on, that's a good time. So I want to teach you guys how to reach your goals without sacrificing your lifestyle. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. So why is building a cute ass so hard for some people? Here's the bulk of it. Okay, so your glutes, your ass is made up of your glute muscles. Okay, so you have the gluteus maximus, which is the big muscle. Then you have the gluteus medius and the gluteus minimus, which are the sides and the bottoms. Okay, today we're going to focus on that gluteus maximus, because the gluteus maximus is what you need for like everyday functions. To stand up off a chair, your gluteus maximus needs to be firing. To walk upstairs, gluteus maximus needs to be firing. Okay, now if you want to build a perfectly round booty that's like, you know, you're looking for that peach of a booty, we need to make sure that we're also training the medius and the minimus. This is where people go a lot wrong with the shape, is they only train the gluteus maximus. Squats, deadlifts, all of those like classic, I don't know, powerlifting is the right word, but classic leg exercises, you're training the gluteus maximus. Lunges, squats, deadlifts, all of that, you're training the gluteus maximus. You're not necessarily hitting the gluteus medius or the gluteus minimus. This is where we start doing things like working our hips, right? Side super sixes. If you work with Coach Casey, I know you do super sixes. That's how you're hitting the side of your glutes. Kickbacks. If you're doing cable kickbacks, anything like that, we can hit those under glutes. Step ups are great for hitting under glutes. Multiple different ways that you can hit those medius and that minimus, but the big thing to understand is that maximus is what we need in order to function properly, to stand up, to sit down without pain. But in order to have that round shape, you need to also be training the medius and the minimus, and we'll get more into like training and stuff afterwards. So the gluteus maximus is the largest muscle of the body, but it's also the laziest muscle of the body. So that means if we don't teach it how to work, oftentimes it just doesn't know how to work. Proper glute function is needed for proper posture and alignment. We've already talked about that. So oftentimes if your glutes aren't functioning properly, you're not standing up properly. Proper glute function is needed for our muscles to be doing the right job and not to cause our body unnecessary pain. So what does that mean? Let's say that we go and we do a squat, but our glutes are not firing at all. We're going to cause unnecessary pain on our knees and our lower back because they have to take over, because that glute muscle is not firing up and you're still putting your body into a squat position. So now all the muscles around your glutes take over. Your quads, or like your thighs, if you notice that your thighs are often sore or working hard, they're probably taking over the work that your glutes should be doing. But because the glutes aren't fired up, all those other muscles go, oh, I need to help you. I need to help you do this squat, or I need to help you do these lunges. And so they work. And now you're going into that lunge to work your butt, but you're not working your butt. You're working your knees, you're working your quads, you're working your low back because the glute's not fired up. Does that make sense? Good. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, so a lot of our glutes do not function properly. All right, that's why we're here today. And I'm going to teach you guys how to test if your glutes are functioning properly. So we'll get right into that. Glutes not functioning properly is the main cause of unknown lower back and knee pain. So if you didn't have a previous injury and you're like, why the F is my knees just hurting for no reason? I can almost guarantee your glutes are not working properly. That's a sure sign. If you have knee pain from a specific injury, then that's a bit of a different story. Again, though, even if your knee pain is from an injury, if your glutes aren't working properly, it's going to be a lot harder for that injury to heal and then stay better, right? It's just going to keep coming back if the glutes aren't working properly. Okay, same thing with lower back pain. If you don't know where it's coming from, it's probably coming from the glutes not firing properly. Or if you know where it's coming from, but it's not going away, probably the glutes not firing properly. Glutes not functioning properly will cause an increased risk of injury from basic everyday movements. So this is where you see people getting injured by literally just bending down to pick something up because they're not using your glutes. And you know when people would tell you in like school or whatever, lift with your legs and not your back. It sounds cheesy, but it's so true. When we lift with our back, because we don't know how to lift with our legs, that's where we run into injuries just by lifting things up or putting things up in cupboards or just doing everyday basic chores at home. Okay, your glutes are a muscle, all right? So that means if you want to change the shape of your glutes, you have to be growing that muscle, which means that it needs protein and it needs progressive overload. And we're going to learn more about both of those. Now, this is another big problem that I see often when women are actually training their glutes is they're training glutes, but they're lifting too heavy. And because they're lifting too heavy, the glutes aren't working properly and all the other muscles have to kick in. Because if the glutes aren't strong enough to lift up 100 pounds and you're trying to lift up 100 pounds, your quads are like, I can help, right? Your lower back is like, I can help. Your knees are like, I can help. And they all start helping, which cool, but we don't want them to be helping. We want the glutes to be doing the work. But if they're not strong enough and you're trying to lift too heavy, other muscles are going to be kicking in and trying to help. And that's when we're going to cause those muscles pain because they were never meant to lift that heavy in the first place because the glute is the largest muscle in the body, nothing in the lower back. All right. Now, here's where we run into a lot more issues. There's a lot of women, and you see it all the fucking time on TikTok. So do not get your glute warm-ups from TikTok. There is a lot of really well-educated people on there, but there's also a lot of bullshit on there, and you don't know which is which, right? Just because someone has a nice booty doesn't mean that they've got the proper information that you need to know in order to change your booty, right? So most women try and activate their glutes with booty band exercises. How often have you guys seen that? People putting on booty bands and doing like little side steps to the side and little kicks to the front and little kicks to the back. And I'm not saying it's completely useless, but it's definitely not going to be the most effective way to activate your glutes. So let's figure out if your glutes are firing or not. Look at little bongo boy here. Isn't he the cutest thing in the world? I can't even handle this kid. You're going to learn why he's there soon. Signs that your glutes aren't firing. Unknown lower back pain. Unknown knee pain. Your booty resembles more of a pancake than a peach. Drop in the chat which ones of these you guys have noticed. Like you can just do numbers 1, 3, 4, number 2 and number 4, whatever. After a leg workout, your thighs are always more sore than your glutes. And then last one is your lower back pain and knee pain feel worse after exercise. So which ones of these are true for you guys? Drop it in the chat, or when you're watching this on the replay, guys, on the Facebook group, drop it in the comments. Which ones of these are true for you? We got 5 there. Thighs hurt the most. Yeah, that's a good sure sign. Your husband told you your butt's a pancake? Oh no. Okay, well, in the next few months, he's gonna be telling you it's a peach, girl, okay? It's so funny. You don't have to have a mom bum just because you're a mom, though. We got this. It definitely comes, but you can make it go. Okay, so, oh, there's one more. Nope, I just fucked up the slides. Okay, so self-testing. Let's do a little test to see how our glutes are firing. Okay, so everybody sit down in a chair, or if you don't have a chair, lay down on the ground, like on your back. So what I want you to do is when you're sitting in your chair or laying down on the ground is I want you to try and squeeze one butt cheek without squeezing the other one. Squeeze it as hard as you can. You should feel it clench up and then release it. And then try squeezing the other butt cheek by itself not squeezing the other one, and then release it. Can you do that? Yes or no? In the chat. Yes, that's a great start. Yes. Right one's easier than my left. Good, Carol. That's such a good thing to notice. So, Carol, for you, since like you're working with Coach Casey, you're one of our clients, like you know a lot of the basics and stuff already. If you're not Carol, don't worry about this advice. But Carol, what I would do right now is on that side where it is harder is butt bongo all day long. And then even in your exercises, in your warm-ups, like if you do some glute bridges without weights, sometimes before leg day or anything like that, do double on the side where it's harder, only until it feels like they're even. Would you agree with that, Coach Casey? Yeah, cool. If you're brand new to fitness though, don't be fucking around by doing one side more than the other. That will cause all sorts of imbalances. That is only for Carol.
Yeah, Carol, send that to me in trainer eyes, please. Which side you said was weaker, because the chances are if your left butt cheek is weaker, your right obliques and abdominals are going to be weaker. It's a cross pattern there. So we're just side note here, guys, but we're going to fix that.
So then if we strengthen the opposite abdominal, does that automatically strengthen the opposite glute?
Well, it just means we want to start doing more cross patternal work. So wood chop, stuff like that is gonna,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Just a little teeny tiny sign that if you don't address it, it could lead to multiple problems.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Okay, love that. Hey, Marina, I've been practicing squeezing my ass since April. That's
No,
excellent.
seriously, I was so scared to not have a flat ass. I've always had a big booty, but it's
Oh,
my favorite thing to do in the gym. And so, like, since my surgery, I watched my calf get flatter and flatter, losing the muscle. So I literally, like, if I didn't do any exercise every day, I always practice ass squeezes every
I
day.
love that.
And you know what? You're just reminding me that I do that every day, and I don't have that on. I've never put that as a win or anything like that. So thank you for this. I'm
That
learning.
is a huge win.
Yeah, so like when I did it, I'm like, ooh, I'm good at this.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
It's so funny.
That's awesome. So then, I think Amanda said one was weaker as well. Yeah, right is easier than your left too. So then, Amanda, when you're doing yours, just for the bongos themselves, you're gonna do like, you said the right is weaker, so do right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. So the weaker one you're working twice, and then the stronger one you're working once, and you just play in the bongos like that until over time they start to feel like they're both firing equally, and then never stop doing butt bongos, guys. Like, be like Marina, like do them all the time. Like I do them all the time in my car. Like anytime you're just sitting at your desk and you're looking for something to do, like squeeze one butt cheek and then squeeze the other and squeeze one and then squeeze the other. If this is hard for you, try it lying down on the ground. If you lie on the ground on like a hard surface, not on your bed, like on the ground, on the hard ground, and then try squeezing, it'll be a little bit easier. On a chair is going to be like kind of in the middle, or if you can do it on the chair, then let's all try standing up, because that's the hardest. So then if you're a stander, stand up, and I want you to actually put your hands on your butt cheeks, one on each butt cheek, and then try squeezing left hard as you can, release it, squeeze right as hard as you can. And I notice right away that my left squeezes harder. And when you've got your hand on it, you're going to be able to feel which one's got more of a contraction. But the important thing is that you can do both, okay? Now, if you can't squeeze each side individually, if no matter what you do, they're squeezing together, I do not want you working legs. I do not even want you doing a single squat, okay? All I want you practicing is these butt bongos all fucking day, every fucking day, until your glutes are firing separately. Because working your glutes without them firing separately is going to cause knee pain. It is going to cause lower back pain. There is no doubt about it. Okay. So this is the first step, the butt bongos. Okay. And keep bongoing, because even once you mastered it, that's literally, it's a way to work your glutes. Marina's totally right. Like you will stop your ass from going flat just by bongoing a lot of the day. So that's a great thing that you can do anytime. But if you can't do it, that needs to be number one, and I wouldn't go any further until you can. Make sense? I feel the squeeze down to behind my knees. Ooh, that's a good one actually to mention. Okay, so yes, when you're standing, it will, because you have to, like, your legs are still holding you up, right? But then practice it on your chair and try and get it out of your hamstrings. Because if you're squeezing the glute and the hamstring at the same time, then anytime you're trying to isolate that glute, the hamstring's going to want to fire up at the same time, right? So when you're standing, you'll definitely feel it in your hamstring, which is totally fine. But when you're sitting, try and really focus on like just doing the butt cheek without doing the thigh or the glute, which can be tricky. And that mind muscle connection is not always easy, right? Another one that I like to do, which seems unrelated, but getting the mind muscle connection is important. So, is squeezing your bicep as hard as you can without squeezing your wrist or your forearm, right? So, try not to tense the wrist or the forearm, relax it completely, and only squeeze the bicep. Right? So little things like that are going to strengthen that mind muscle connection and make it easier for you to be like, okay, I'm just going to squeeze my glute, not all my leg muscles. But when you're standing, that's totally normal because you have to use those leg muscles to be standing. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just getting over a cold if you missed the beginning. Oh. Okay. How do you work your glutes properly? I'm so glad you asked. All right. Step one is practice firing up your glutes all day, every day, right? So those butt bongos during your commute, when you're cooking, when you're working, anytime that you can. Do this until you master each side individually and both together on demand. And then try bongoing to the tune of your favorite song, right? And try and just go the whole song, whatever it is. Master those bongos. Once you have mastered step one, you should keep doing it once in a while anyways. Okay? Now, step two. This is only if you have mastered step one. We need to learn how to mobilize and fire up our hips. Okay? So I'm going to show you guys one exercise today that is my favorite exercise. And if you're my client, there's a chance that you probably have to do it multiple times per week because this exercise is amazing. Okay. Now, with my actual clients who I work with inside of our app, they have a full 5-minute video that's hip mobility. And I make them do this hip mobility video before all of their leg days. And I, to this day, who have been training for 15 years, still do this 5-minute hip mobility before all of my leg days. There is no point in spending 30 to 60 minutes training legs if your glutes aren't activated and your hips are not mobilized. Okay? Because then you're just training all of the muscles that you are not trying to work. You're going to end up with knee pain, end up with lower back pain. Okay? So we mobilize the hips before we train the legs or the butt or anything in the lower body. Okay. Now, there's no there's no certain way that you have to mobilize your hips. This is just one of my favorite ways to mobilize the hips. So we'll do it together. I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute. If you can, stand up and go to a wall or something where you can grab onto something to steady yourself. Oh, geez. Louise. Okay, so then what we're going to do is you got the wall or whatever to steady yourself, and you're going to work the outside hip. Okay, so this is nice and slow and controlled. It's not supposed to be quick or anything. So we're going to take that outside leg and we're going to raise our knee in front of us up to hip height. So now our knee is directly in line with our hip. Okay, step two, we take that knee and we bring it out to the side as wide as we can, opening up the door. And you really want to be pushing those joints to their maximum. So you're trying to get it as far as you can out. Okay. Now, step three is you're going to take that heel behind you and you're going to bring it up, 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 up as high as you can. And eventually you're going to feel a little pop in the hip. There it is right there. Okay. And things are fired up. And there is no doubt that they are fired up right now. You know they're fired up. All right. Step five is you take that heel and you touch it to the back of your knee pit. Okay. And then you reverse it. Bring the foot back out. Bring the knee back to the front. touch the foot to the front of the leg. And it is that slow every time. So I will do about 3 to 5 on each leg before every leg workout ever. Ever. Oh, up. Till you feel pop. Bring the foot to the back of the knee pit. Ooh, foot comes back out. Knee comes back to the front of the body. And then the foot touches in the front. Okay. You can also do the same thing lying down on your side. Marina, that might work for you. Lying down on your side, and it's literally the same thing. So bring the knee up, bring it out, bring the foot up, and then behind and forward, right? Even if you're only doing part of it, still going to be better than none of it, right? And again, there's so many ways you can mobilize your hips, but that is one of the best ones where you don't need to spend a lot of time to get a lot of effort done. Like 2 or 3 reps of those, you're like, oh shit, my hips are fired. Coach Casey, do you have any other hip mobilizing exercises that are your favorite that might be a good beginner one? Because I tend to give crazy exercises.
I do a lot of hip swings and hip circles is probably, which is you're doing a much more slow controlled movement.
So
I
yeah,
still
even just starting,
yeah.
with something like that where you're kind of opening up those hips.
And then back and forth, because I like to move the joint in every direction that it knows how to go.
Right.
Even
Yeah.
straight leg, forward and back.
Yeah. And then even just some of these. Yeah. But that's all going to be better than nothing, right? Is just getting the hips moving. Okay. Some of the things that are in that video that I talked about, guys, is just like being down here like this, going side to side, right? Doing some lunges where we move our hips side to side. Some things where we're like sitting and knees are going side to side and we're opening up those hips. Okay. So just spending 5 minutes opening up your hips before you get into training the glutes. That will make the whole glute workout next level. Okay. Hi, Heidi. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Okay. So we know about mobilizing the hips, firing up the hips. Okay. Do this before every leg workout for the rest of your life. Okay. Find a hip mobility routine that works for you and do it for every leg workout. Now, step 3 is, like we talked about before, we need to understand that the glutes are a muscle and muscles need 2 things in order to grow. Okay. So in order to shape your butt, you need to build muscle in your butt, unless you want to be gaining body fat, which is not going to be a very healthy way to shape your butt. And it's not going to be very shapely. It's going to be a little bit more lumpy and bumpy. So if we want to turn the lumpy and bumpy into smooth, then we need muscle. Okay. Fun fact also, we can't get rid of cellulite, but we can make it look like it's not there by building a lot of muscle. Okay. Muscle disguises cellulite because it stretches it out and it makes your skin smoother and firmer so that that cellulite looks like it's not there. When it is, we all have cellulite. It's just that people with more muscle mass, you can't see it as much. Okay. So building muscle in your glutes is the best way to get rid of cellulite. So don't be scared of lifting heavy or building too much muscle in your glutes. It's not going to blow your butt up and make it huge. But what it is going to do is it's going to tighten everything up and it's going to get rid of that cellulite. And if you work really, really hard for a really long time, need a lot of protein and train your glutes like 3 to 4 days a week, it might start getting huge. But that's not going to happen by training your glutes twice a week and hitting your protein goals. Your butt's not going to get huge. So don't worry. That's a very hard thing to do. And it doesn't just happen overnight. So don't be scared of like lifting heavy and getting a big butt or anything like that. But if you want a big butt, I can help, but it's not a simple task. So glutes are a muscle and they need 2 things to grow. Okay. Number 1 is they need protein. Okay. So I would recommend starting with 30 to 40 grams of protein 4 times a day. Okay. That's going to be kind of a simple guideline. If you're Carol or Heidi or Chelsea or one of our clients, then you have your specific protein goal for the day. So then split that into how many meals you eat per day and have that much protein. It's probably going to be around 30 to 40 grams, but you're going to know the actual number, right? So get in your protein. Number 2 is progressive overload. Okay. When you're training your glutes, they must be forced to adapt to a stimulus greater than what they previously experienced, which means that you always need to be increasing your weights. If you've been doing squats with 20-pound dumbbells for the last year, you're no longer building muscle in the glutes because they're not being forced to adapt to a stimulus greater than what they previously experienced. They're just lifting the same thing over and over and over again. Right? So progressive overload is so important. Once you have an exercise down, let's say that it's squats, and let's say that you're squatting with 50 pounds, and let's say that you're supposed to be doing 10 to 12 squats. Okay. Once you've mastered those squats with your 50 pounds and you can do more than 12, that means you're ready for a heavier weight. You're ready for 55 pounds. If you can do 12 squats with 50 pounds, you can do almost 10 squats with 55, or at least 8. Right? And then you work with that 55 until you can do more than 12. And as soon as you can, you go to 60 and you continue on with this. And if you're not continuing on with increasing the weight, then your glutes are not going to be continuing to build muscle and not continuing to shape.
Can I add to that just really
Yes.
quickly?
Oh, yes, please do.
Yeah, just if you're Marina, because Marina's here and she's taking notes and paying so much attention. If you're rehabilitating an injury as severe as what you're doing, Marina, you're not going to be increasing weights. You're going to be increasing reps. You're
Yeah.
better because you're doing higher reps. So eventually you'll be doing higher weight, but just it's a little different for you right now.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
else rehabbing something.
Good point. Yes. Injuries are always going to look a little bit different. So that's a definitely thing to talk to your coach about, or just if you don't have a coach, send one of us a message and we will be happy to talk to you about your injuries. So yeah, that's so good. And progressive overload doesn't always have to look like more weight. Okay. It could look like more time under tension. Okay. So let's say that you do 10 squats with 50 pounds, but you do them quite quickly. If you do 10 really slow squats with 50 pounds, that's going to be a lot harder. Okay. So you can increase it by increasing your time under tension. So slowing down your reps, adding more reps, right? So let's say adding more than you're already doing your 50 pounds, and adding more isn't an option because you're at home and that's all you have. But you can do 12 reps. Okay. So now start doing 15 and say, I know I can do more than 12. So I'm going to go for 15. I'm going to go for 20. Time under tension, more reps. I feel like there's one more way that you could increase it without it being weight. What am I missing? Pop quiz. Anybody? Maybe it'll come to me randomly. Okay, so bonus edition. I wasn't going to include this, but then I felt like I had to. So if you are training your glutes, I would train them at least twice a week. Okay. They're the largest muscle in your body, which means that they need to be trained frequently. Now, if you're trying to just like shape up your glutes and like have a nicer shape, twice a week is going to be more than enough. If you're trying to grow a massive ass, then I would do 3 times a week. Okay. Now, this is what you need to always include in your glute training. I would pick at least one thing from each one of these categories for every single workout. Okay. You want to be training your glutes in a shortened position. So those are things like hip thrusts and glute bridges, where your glutes are the muscle is not lengthened, it's shortened while you're training it. Okay. So hip thrusts or glute bridges, I believe, should be included in every workout. Often glute bridges are a great way to kind of warm up. So if you do your hip warm up, your hip mobility, you mobilize your hips first thing, and then you get into some glute bridges without any weight. So you're just squeezing the glutes and saying, hey, glutes, this is what we're going to be doing today. And then you add weight to it and actually do your sets. Something in the lengthened position. So where the glutes are lengthening and shortening throughout the whole thing. Squats, good mornings, leg presses, or Romanian deadlifts. You don't have to do all of them in every workout, but I would do at least one of them in every workout. Okay. And then something that's single legged. And this is so important. Honestly, I mostly do single leg stuff. So I'll go and I'll do single leg hip thrusts. I'll do single leg presses. I'll do single leg squats, single leg good morning, or single leg deadlifts, and then I get into step ups or lunges or split squats. I almost do everything single legged. And the reason for that is because I notice that I get a lot more imbalances when I do two-legged exercises. Is all of a sudden I'll be like, wow, one glute is way stronger than the other because it takes over all of the work. It is important to do some exercises with both legs, but the more single leg that you can include, I'm a huge fan of personally. Okay. So the single leg exercises are things like step ups, where you're using one leg at a time, lunges, split squats, and single leg presses. And then you want something for isolation that just gets the glutes. So just the butt without the rest of the leg being involved. So that's something like a hip abduction. So where your hips are going out. Glute kickbacks. So if you kick back with the cable or with ankle weights or whatever, or even just with your legs, or then a cast glute bridge, which is basically like a glute bridge, but you don't go all the way down. You basically just stay, it's like glute bridge pulses at the top, right? So those are really great ways where you can just isolate the glutes. And during those isolation exercise, you should always be feeling just the glutes. You shouldn't notice your hamstrings firing up, anything. It should just be glutes. And then making sure that you're always including one lateral movement in every training session. So that means that you're always moving to the side in some way, because in life, we're always going like forwards and maybe sometimes backwards, but we're not usually going sideways. So that's like those side lunges could be a good one that aren't on here. Hip abductions, right? Where the hips are going out to the side steps, whatever, something where you're working laterally. All right, Coach Casey, do you have anything to add?
She just left.
Oh, okay, peace.
I was like, why is she leaving?
I felt like she was writing notes and then she was like, I'm gone,
Okay, maybe she didn't mean to leave.
right? She'll be back. She's actually here. Watch her just come in behind us and be like, I have some shit to say.
Oh, she's like at your house?
Yeah,
Oh, that's so funny.
she's with the baby.
The baby. I was wondering where she was. This is all great information, honestly. Like, I really appreciate this. This is
I'm
a good
glad.
class to be at. And it's actually funny because like Amanda is obsessed with leg days right now. So this is so cool.
This
that
is perfect.
Yeah, like perfect. I did print screen this one that you have right here because I was like, I don't know if she knows. She doesn't have a routine, like, because she's brand new. We're talking brand new.
That's
So it's amazing. I'm so proud of her. So I wanted to.
You're
so
gonna
she
save
could-
yourself so much. She's gonna save herself so much hassle from like listening to this rather than just doing random shit on her own when she's
Totally.
starting. Oh, I wish I listened to this when I started.
Yeah, me too. I'm learning it now. I'm like, yeah, in and out of working out since I was 15, and I've learned so much in the last couple months. I'm like, dang, like,
See, I told you.
oh, she's there. That's so funny.
Oh no, we thought you kicked yourself out.
No, you can't get rid of me that easily.
I know. I thought like, she left.
I know, I just got the boot.
Rude.
The Zoom boot.
Zoom boot? Oh no. Okay, well, what did you want to add to this one? Because I feel like you had stuff.
We're talking about the single leg stuff still?
Yeah.
Yeah, so single leg, I think one of my favorite reasons why we will do single leg is there's more instability. And so it's a good, if you're noticing your knee is continuously internally rotating, so internally means your knee starts looking at your big toe, doing that, that almost is an obvious indication that your glute doesn't work. That butt cheek is either you're just not making it work or it doesn't know how to work.
That's
Sometimes
another good self-test.
Yeah.
Like a single leg squat.
Yeah, so here's my now reformed knee, right? So I'm tracking pretty good here, but if that knee was to be turning inward, or even with two legs, some people will squat and their knees go in.
True, yeah.
So this is where I'm a fan of booty bands. Because when you push into the booty band, you're pushing your knees out. This is called external rotation. This is internal rotation. We want external rotation, right? We want the knees. So booty bands, if my clients have a tendency to internally rotate, it can be mixed up with tight inner thighs.
I like to use booty bands. I'm not against them, but
Mhm.
for the workout, not for the warm-up. It's not a
Mhm.
warm-up thing. It's not an activation thing. It's you can actually use it to make your workout harder. for
I would
sure.
say though it is an activation thing if you can't keep your knees in alignment.
Right, yeah.
And your knees are turning in. So
Yeah.
it makes you push your
True.
knees out. And when you push your knees out, if you right now, again, stand up, put your hands on your butt cheeks. If you squat down, let your knees turn in. Don't do it too many times because it's not good for you. But you'll feel like, come here, my knees are in, my butt's doing nothing. When I push my knees out, my butt cheek gets hard. Soft bump, hard bump.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts. Single leg gives more instability and you can tell where the weaknesses are. If your ankles are twitching out, you got some ankle issues, right?
Mhm.
There's so much you can tell by a single leg, anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then paying attention to that too, like anytime you're just like standing up off the couch or whatever, is like if you're standing up, are those knees internally rotating? Because if they are, you're not using your glute to stand up, probably using your knees, your lower back, gonna cause pain. That's a good one. Okay, let's look at some elite. Oh no, I didn't add the last photo. I was rushing to put the last two slides together before today's masterclass, you guys, because I've been so sick all week with all of the sick kids. So anyways, I forgot the last photo, but it's fine. These are some of our elite clients and their glutes and their amazing progress from implementing the strategies that we've talked about today. Some of these progress photos, like Morgan on the far right here, this was like a 1 month of implementing glute strategies, like no time at all. Shanda's right beside Morgan's. This is 4 or 5 months. These are not super long transformations. Becky's on the bottom right here. That was, I think, almost 2 years. So everyone's journey is very, very different. My transformation, the first photo on the top there, that was a 2-year transformation. So glutes aren't always something that are going to shape immediately. Don't see someone else's glute progress and think like, mine should be changing that fast, because it's very different for everybody. I think April's, the second photo there beside mine, is about a year in between the photos. So everyone is very different, and everyone's body changes differently, and it doesn't matter. So don't compare your journey to anybody else's, but if you follow or implement the strategies, they will work. Okay, let's learn Sheena's story. This is my beautiful client, Sheena. Some of you guys know Sheena. When she first started her fitness journey with Authentically Fit in 2021, her goal was weight loss. So we did that. Sheena lost 20 pounds in her first 6 months with us, and then we just kept going. She continued toning up, and she started following my booty building blueprint. Okay, so as you can see here, after the weight loss, her booty's looking good, but she was wanting it to look bootylicious. She was like, Carissa, I want a peach, not a pancake, and I want to be the bootylicious lady that's still nice and toned. So I said, okay, Sheena, let's follow the booty building blueprint. 6 months later, I present to you the peach with the snatched waist. Dun, 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 dun. Booty building blueprint. So what is the booty building blueprint, you ask? I'll tell you. It's a complete PDF guide with my proven method that includes everything that you need to grow your glutes step by step. Okay. So in this PDF guide, I've got a 6-week workout plan for building your glutes. I've got a booty building meal guide that includes macro lists and hand size portions. I've got a guide to choosing the right protein powder for you. And I've got over 100 high protein booty building recipes, plus a list of our high protein grab and go snacks, as well as a supplement list for glute growth, all inside of this PDF. Okay. It gives you the full workout plan, a different workout for every day of the week, all of the sets, all of the reps, everything included for $47. Okay. It's regular $99, but if you're at this masterclass, or if you watch the replay within the next 24 hours of it being posted, you can have the booty building blueprint for only $47. Okay. We also have the option, the option to add the app.
Take action now.
Take action on the app option, and then you can add video demonstration. So if you want access to our app as well, it gives you the full booty building blueprint. So not only do you have the workouts, the sets, the reps, everything, but now you have video demonstrations for every single exercise. Amanda Marino will be able to tell you more about like how the app works for her and stuff, if that is something that you're interested in, right? And it gives you access to the video demonstrations for the workouts, your full program in there. You got a customized calendar in there. It tells you here's your sets and reps. You can keep track of it. Plus, we can see everything that you're doing, so that if you're like, hey, Carissa, am I working on progressive overload enough? Am I increasing my weights enough over time? I can look at that and I can tell you yes or no, here's what we need to work on. Okay.
Can I add something super quick?
Yes, of course.
I just want to add that, like, we do this class and then you see that, like, obviously this doesn't count. It's not free. It's free class, of course, but like being in the elite squad isn't free. But like some people will see like, oh, there's an amount there. Like this is just a cash grab. Like I cannot explain enough that the elite squad and being a part of this community has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do, like, it is worth it. It is worth the money. It is worth the community. It is 100% worth it. Like, if you can't afford it now, then it's something to consider later, because this app and this group and everything, it's not just another app that you're never going to use again. Like, it's an actual program that is valuable and there's huge value in it. Anyways, I just want to say that really quick.
Oh, thank you. No, the baby was screaming. It wasn't you. You're amazing. I appreciate that so much.
And there's so much more than just being a part of the group and paying money. Like you actually get the support that you need. And what I really like is that if you can't get it from like I didn't realize how much I needed like Brittany and Casey as well. Like my whole goal was like, I just need Carissa because I was like, I seen you on the ferry and I was like, oh my God, it's meant to be. And then it was like, then I started to learn about Casey and then I started to learn about Brittany. And then I was like, holy crap, like this is like a group community fitness. It's not just paying a certain amount a month to get your goals. It's like a whole mindset. Anyways, I'll let you
Yeah.
love
Oh,
you guys.
I love you. Thank you for saying that. That makes my heart so happy. And actually, to add on to that, with the app access, if you guys do choose to add the app access for the $60 a month, so the PDF is a one-time. You buy the PDF and it's yours forever, right? So you can have that $47 PDF and keep it for the rest of your life. If you add the app access for $60 a month, you can do it for as long as you want to, and then just give 30 days notice to cancel anytime. But with that app access also comes access to our private Facebook community, which is the Elite Squad, which is where all of these ladies that we talked about on the Elite Booties. This is where they all hang out. This is where me and Marina hang out. This is where Carol and Heidi hang out. This is where all of our clients get together. We have Zoom meetings every single week that are included. We have workshops every single day on there. 6 days a week. We've got workshops on there that are optional and just so much good stuff. So yeah, if anybody is interested or wants that booty building blueprint with or without the app access, then just shoot me a message and just say booty building blueprint or hook me up or whatever, and I will hook you up. If you're watching this on the replay also in the Facebook community, then you can just comment BBB for booty building blueprint, and I will reach out to you and make sure that you get your copy of the booty building blueprint. Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming. I think that we've done everything. Yeah. I always stop my screen share. There it is.
Quickly. Me and Amanda were talking earlier about whether it's good to eat post workout. So like protein and stuff like that. Cause she was like, she's not even here anymore. So I'm calling her out. She won't care. She had asked me a question on whether you should have a protein shake after a workout. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not like a thing where like if you don't have one, then it ruins your workout or anything. I think that was a big misconception for a long time is like, I have to hit my anabolic window and I have to get protein in within 45 minutes of working out or else my workout was pointless, which is bullshit. As long as you're eating enough throughout the whole day, it doesn't necessarily matter if it's before or after your workout. Just do what works best for your energy levels.
Yeah.
Right?
She said she was hungry and didn't want to waste the fact that she lost all the calories by eating food.
No, that doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I told her that. Yeah, okay, cool. Wanted to make sure I was right, and yeah.
No, that's a good thing to check for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Of course. You're so welcome. Thank you. It's a great question. Thanks everybody so much for coming. Does anybody else have any questions? No, thank you, Heidi. I appreciate it. All right. If anybody does have any questions, also feel free to DM me and we can chat about whatever anytime. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Of course, you're welcome. Thank you.